Hey everyone, this is Alfred from The Prompted, and let's grow your Shopify store. In this video, you'll see exactly how to upgrade your cart to boost AOV and conversion rate so that you have the margins to scale your store. And this came up because this week, one of our members in Stress-Free Scaling, where we help add an extra 20 orders per day to your store, they had a request to customize the multi-step cart progress bar from our previous video. So this is what we're going to do. We'll go over the request, we'll go over how it applies to increasing your AOV, and then we'll show you how you can add it to your store with some simple copy and paste code. And so you can actually get access to all the code for our tutorials when you sign up for our free newsletter, and you'll also get daily insights on how to grow your Shopify store. So check it out, it's really great. Link is in the description. All right, let's jump in. Okay, so we're in our demo store, and let's take a look at the request first. So we're starting off with our multi-step cart progress bar that we looked at last week. So let's just add something to cart first. So you can see here, we've got these multiple goals that we can, when we add more items to, that we can start to unlock. So if you want to add this to your store, then check out the link in the description. There's an entire video on how to do that. And in this video, we're actually going to build on top of it. So if you haven't done that yet, then what you can do is you can go to the other video, add it in, and then you can come back here and we can talk a little bit more about how we can upgrade it. So our member in Stress-Free Scaling mentioned that when we are using our 10% or 20% discounts, we actually get a bit of a behavior that when we add the items to cart, you can see here, we have set the discount to kick in at $100. So you can see here, we actually have our 10% discount at 100, but we actually have not unlocked it yet on the progress bar. And that's because the progress bar is looking at this $90 here, which isn't at 100. And so we're going to address that. The other thing that we're going to look at is, let's say you have multiple markets that you sell to that have multiple different languages. So for example, let's set this to French. You can see everything sets to French. And then you can actually also have this set up to French. Now I'll show you how to actually make those language changes as well, so that you can use this progress bar in other markets, not just to change the values that the goals kick in, but also the language. And so let's talk a little bit first about why we might want to add this progress bar in, and then we'll look at how to actually add the different goals, the discounts, free shipping, and then we're going to get into our theme, and I'll give you a little bit of code to copy and paste in so that you can make that adjustment so that it works well with the goal here. So first off, with the progress bar here, we can actually really increase conversions and AOV because we have this visual way of showing what kind of deal that the customer is getting. So customers, they're looking for a deal. And here we have 3 deals front and center on the cart that they can go for. And because we separate them out at different values, if the customer has something, a lower cart value, they can still be very close to getting their deal, right? In this case, they only need to add $25 more for free shipping, which is 1 shirt. And then, let's say they've added 3 items to cart, all they have to do is add 1 more and they're going to get their 10% off. It's not showing here, but you can see here it's showing up. And so again, we're going to fix this a little bit later. And so what we've done here is we made it easier to communicate that customers can get a discount, they can get some free shipping, some sort of gift, some sort of perk that kind of excites the customer to add more items to the cart. And when you do that, you've got an increased AOV. And especially with Black Friday, Cyber Monday coming up, these types of tactics can work really well. Okay, so let's start off by setting our free shipping and our discounts. So what we can do is we can go to our Shopify admin, and for the free shipping, we'll go to settings, and then you can go into the shipping and delivery, and we can go into our shipping rates. And then here we've got shipping rates for our different markets. So let's just look at Canada, for example, and we can see here that we've set our free shipping to $50 and up. So what you can do is, if you can always add, you can edit the rates, and if you need to, then you can adjust these rates here, right? So for example, you don't want the express, you can delete that. Or if you need an additional one, you can add one in here, and then you got some different options here. So in our case, the one that's important to us is that our free shipping is set for orders over 50, and that's because our free shipping kicks in at 50, right here. This value, the 50, is set in the meta fields, the market meta fields. So what we can do is we can go to markets, go to Canada in this case, and you can go to the meta fields, and we've created these meta fields in our previous video, so you should already know how this works. But our threshold for goal 1 is 50, and so that just needs to line up with our free shipping. Next, if we have our thresholds at 100 and 150, then that means at 100, our 10% discount kicks in, and at 150, our 20% discount kicks in. And you can see here how it gets added automatically. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our discounts area, and we're going to create an automatic discount. So we've actually already created this, but you can hit this button and then go amount off order, and it'll create an order discount. So we've already done that, so I'll just kind of take you through the one that I've made. We've called this a Black Friday Cyber Monday 10% off deal. So you can see here we've made this a discount value of 10%. And then minimum purchase amount $100. And so that's the threshold there. That threshold matches the one that we've set for our threshold for the progress bar. And that way, both of them will kick in at 100. And again, I know it's not showing up here. We are going to fix that later. And then same thing with the 20%, right? So if we go to our discounts again, and then we can see here, it's a similar story. We've got percentage 20% off, and it kicks in at 150. And again, if we kind of add some more items, we're going to see here, right here from 5, right? So this 125 to 150. Our 20% kicks in, and it also affects the total, so that's why this bar is not showing up. And we are, of course, going to fix this later. So that's how you set your automatic discounts to line up with your progress bar, so everything syncs really well. You get this very nice, seamless experience for the customer where the discounts kick in automatically. Now let's fix the progress bar, because right now this doesn't look great. We've got the deal kicking in, but it doesn't actually visually show that. So to do that, we just need to edit the code a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to first duplicate our theme, right? So anytime we're making any code changes, we're going to want to duplicate it. So if anything goes wrong, we have a backup that we can go back to. And before we edit the code, let's actually go into the theme and just kind of do a quick refresher on some of these settings, right? So we have the master switch. Here, let's actually show the progress bar itself in here. So let's add something here. Okay, so we can look at our progress bar here. So we've got our master switch. This will just turn it on or off. If you don't want to use a progress bar at all, then you've got that. And then the icons here is going to decide whether or not we're using these icons. And then we've got these different messages here that are going to show up based on where we are in the progress. So in this case, you're only 25 away from free shipping. So you can show that like this. And we've got all these other settings, again, to kind of customize it the way you want with the different icons, different messages, different colors. We've gone through it with the previous video, so I don't want to go over it too much, but just as a quick look, we've got all these different settings to adjust. And so now we're going to quickly edit the code. So the code is just copy and paste. So don't worry if you don't know how to code. We'll give you everything that you need. Now, all we ask is for you to sign up for our free newsletter. We share actionable insights on how to grow and scale your store. And along with that, you get all of our customizations that we share on this YouTube channel. And so you can find the link in the description. Okay, so let's go and edit code. We have a couple files that we're going to edit. They are going to be files that we created or edited in the previous video. And because this is just building on top of what we did previously, we're just going to edit some of these same files. And so the first one is going to be the cart progress bar custom.liquid file. And near the top, we've got this line, cart total cents, and cart equals cart.total price. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to replace it with an if statement right here. And what we're doing here is what we're saying, we're going to create this new setting, use items subtotal, and we're going to decide, are we going to make the progress bar based on the subtotal price, which is the value before discounts, right? So that's that 150 in this case. Or are we going to use the total price, which is the 120 here? And so depending on the way you want to do your progress bar, you might want one or the other, with or without discounts. So in this case, if you're using 10% off, 20% off, then you're going to want to do this, use the subtotal value, because you want it to be based on the value before discounts, because that's how the discounts get kick in. So what we're doing is we're giving you the option to choose one or the other. And then on top of that, we've got to add just a little bit of just a data attribute to our cart progress wrapper div. So let's just scroll down a little bit right here. All right, so div ID cart progress wrapper. Just add a space underneath there and add this data attribute and hit save. Okay, and so the second file we're going to edit is the cart.js file. And so we're going to look for update progress bar. And so this is a method that we created in the previous video. And again, we're just going to make a little bit of an update here. So first off, we added these two lines to call the progress bar within the update quantity method right here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just replace these two lines of code with this new code right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to update the method itself. So this first line here, we'll change it to this right here, where we're accepting two parameters. And then we're just going to add a few extra lines of code underneath this if right here, the cart total cents. Okay, and once you have that, you can save. And then one last thing to change. And finally, we're going to go to the settings schema.json, and we're going to look for progress. We've got our progress bar settings here, and we're just going to copy and paste our new setting right here underneath the show progress bar icons. So use items subtotal. So let's save that. And those are our code changes. And so now what we've done is we've added the feature to allow ourselves to set the progress bar based on subtotal price versus total price. So let's just refresh this theme, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so now we have this new toggle for the subtotal for progress bar. So as you remember here, when we got to 10%, Let's come back down. Right, so our 10% is active, but it doesn't show it as active on the progress bar. So now let's activate the subtotal, save, and then let's refresh. Okay, and then so when we open up the cart, you can see here that the 10% has been activated, even though in this case the total is 90. It's because we're now looking at the subtotal 100. And if we say go below here, it deactivates. We come back up to 100 and it activates again. Okay, so now, and actually let's go to the 20% off, same thing, right? So we've just unlocked the BFCM20 right there and also unlocked it on the progress bar. So now everything is in sync. You've got that nice progress bar where the discounts automatically activate and are activated on the progress bar at the same time. So awesome. This is now you've got your AOV boosting feature there. Now, the second thing was with the markets, right, in the different languages. So if we go to French, and so you can see here we've got these translations for the different goals and the messages here as well. Now, how do we get those translations? And so actually we can go to our settings. So let's discard here, settings, languages. And so we've got our different languages here. So all we have to do is go to translate, and we're going to use a translate and adapt app. We've talked about that in previous videos. I'll link it in the description as well on how to use it. But this is going to help you translate different parts of your theme. And so what we can do is we can come down to the theme settings under theme, and you can see here that we've got the cart progress bar settings, and we've got all these settings that we can now translate to the language that you need. And so you can see here these settings here are the ones for the cart progress bar. This is going to be in the default language, and in the translate and adapt app you can translate them for your different markets. And so every single one of these messages, every single one of the settings that you want to adjust, even the icon, you can use a completely different icon. Those are all customizable right here. All right, so that covers how to update your cart to increase your AOV and conversion rates so that you can grow your Shopify store. And with Black Friday and the holiday shopping season coming up, this is a great way to maximize your profits. And don't forget that we've got lots more Shopify features and growth strategies for you if you join our free newsletter. So check that out. Link is in the description. But that's it for today. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.